How backwards is this country, man? Okay, guys, we're going to be checking out 3 everyday differences that this lady noticed while working not working, she might be working, living. She probably does work because you don't think you could live in America if you don't have a job. Maybe you could. I don't know. I'm getting on a whole different topic. What am I doing? 3 everyday differences I notice as a Brit living in America. Okay, now we know what we're doing. Hello, let's go.
There are some things that just really stand out
What is it?
Living in America.
Talk to me, Emma.
Things that feel completely different compared to life back in Britain. So here are the top 3 differences that surprised me the most when we moved here and still catch my attention every single day. Number 1 is military appreciation.
Okay.
I'm ex-military and my husband is still serving. And whenever we go anywhere with him in uniform, people always stop to thank him for his service. That just does not happen back home in England. I served 14 years in the Royal Navy and not once did anybody ever stop me or my husband to say thank you.
Yo, you know what? That's a difference that I'd never heard before. That's kind of crazy. You know what it is? It's actually kind of sad. In a way, not sad for you guys because you're the guys you appreciate your the people who serve your country. Well, we clearly don't. That's sad. People risking their life to protect the country you live in, and they don't get enough appreciation. That sucks, man.
When I was serving, we were actually told not to wear our uniforms while traveling, mainly for security reasons. So to see my husband here in America wearing his uniform out in public and for people to go out of their way to thank him still feels quite surreal to me. People in America seem to have a much deeper, more visible respect for the military.
Agreed.
And I think that comes down to culture and history. Patriotism is such a big part of American identity. The flag, the anthem, and the armed forces are all tied to the idea of freedom and national pride. So people make a point of showing gratitude, and it's really, really nice. In Britain, we respect our forces too, but it's shown in a quieter, more reserved way. Usually around Remembrance Day or at military events.
There's maybe one of these where I live a year, and I've always said this. I actually went and done some work at one whenever I used to work in the gym, and I was doing something like some promotional work, and I remember looking around and thinking, is this it? Like, is this it? Is there nothing else? And there wasn't anything else. And it was such a, I don't know, it just didn't seem like it was enough. And I don't know whether that comes down to, like she said, culture, or where I live, there's a bit of a divide, and I feel like over where I live, people, the government try to keep everyone happy, which is, I don't know whether that's a bad thing or not, but like, I feel like there's a time and place to, if you're going to show appreciation to someone, just go all out. And feel like for the armed forces is definitely something that you should go all out for through appreciation. And feel like you guys do that so much better, man. And quite clearly you do. You know what I mean?
Here, it's part of everyday life, and that difference still really stands out to me.
There you go.
Number 2 is religion, and I can only speak for myself and where I'm from, but it just feels so much bigger here. Back in the UK, faith tends to be quite private. It's not something people usually talk about or bring into everyday life, not where I'm from anyway. Here though, it feels very open, very present, and I don't mean that in a bad way, not at all. It's just something I've really noticed and actually find quite heartwarming at times. In the States, it's completely normal to see prayers before meals, before barbecues, even before kids' sports games. My daughter's preschool is even part of a church, which felt a little bit strange to me at first, because that's just not something I've really seen back home. I've seen nurseries in church halls in the UK, but they're usually just using the space. They're not actually ran by the church itself. My daughter was actually supposed to be christened on a Type 23 warship back in the UK, but when the Queen passed away, there was a 10-day period of mourning, so it was cancelled and we haven't managed to rearrange it since. But we're planning to finally do it here in the States which feels
Aw.
quite special in its own way.
Oh, that's nice.
There's just such a different atmosphere around faith here in a way that's both surprising and lovely to witness.
I feel like you guys are more passionate about it, and like she just said, in the UK it's definitely more private. Like it's like way more private, especially in Northern Ireland, where I'm from. A lot of people are either Catholic or Protestant, and if you know the history of where I live in Belfast over the past 50 years, there's been a lot of war going on, a lot of bad stuff. Ain't great, not a great history. But I feel like that's probably the main reason why it's a lot more private, especially in Northern Ireland. Like a lot of people don't really, go out of their way to show what religion they are, if you know what I mean. And I believe it is for that reason, because believe it or not, and it's as stupid as it sounds, a certain religion can literally get you in trouble. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at in trouble. Like, how stupid is that? Stupid! Especially when it's flipping 20 years after most of the trouble has stopped. People will just never move on. And it's sad, man. It really is.
And I think that's what's really stood out to me. The sense of togetherness that often comes with it. Even if you're not particularly religious yourself, you can still feel how much community life revolves around those shared values. It's been interesting to see it through my daughter's eyes too. She's growing up surrounded by it, learning songs and stories, and it's made me appreciate how faith can be such a big part of the culture here. Number 3 is flags and patriotism, and this is one of the biggest visual differences I've noticed living here. In the States, you see the flag and this is
where the bloody hell are pulling this from? Where even is it? Is it just rolled up?
And patriotism.
Whoa,
and this is one of
that's
the
flipping
biggest
cool.
visual differences I've noticed living here. In the States, you see the flag everywhere. Outside homes, schools, shops. It's part of daily life and a symbol of pride that everybody seems to share.
Love it.
There's a real sense of belonging tied to it. Back home in the UK, it's completely different. Right now, there's actually a lot of debate and even tension over the flag. Some people have been putting them up as a show of national pride, while others have taken them down because they don't want to be seen as making a political.
That's literally a man in a police outfit taking away the national flag of someone who is quite obvious British. Like, how backwards is this country? This is embarrassing. Like, look at the difference here. Look how much pride. I'll ask you a question and go into the comments and let me know. I feel like I already know the answer. There's no way on earth an American is getting arrested or taken off them if they walk around with an American flag in their hand. Like a little American flag waving it. Are they going to get arrested for that? No, they're not. Look at the state of this.
While others have taken them down because they don't want to be seen as making a political statement.
How embarrassing is that?
Sadly, the flag has become quite divisive. Some people associate it with far-right movements or racism, while others just see it as representing the country that they love. Here in the States, though, the flag feels unifying.
Yeah.
It is everywhere, and it is not viewed as extreme. It's simply part of everyday life. And as a Brit, that's something that's really beautiful, and it still really stands out to me.
Agreed.
I've even noticed whole neighborhoods lined with flags on certain holidays. Memorial Day, Independence Day, Veterans Day, where every porch has one flying proudly. But even when there isn't an event or a holiday, you still see flags waving outside homes all year round. Schools often start the day with the Pledge of Allegiance, and even at sports games or community events outside homes all year round. Schools often start the day...
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, of one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What does this mean? United States of America and to the republic? Who's the republic? Who's that?
With the Pledge of Allegiance.
I don't know that.
Even at sports games or community events, everybody stands together for the national anthem.
Love it.
There's this shared moment of respect that really brings people together, no matter what their background is.
Love it.
In the UK, we tend to be a bit more reserved about patriotism. We show it for the king's coronation or a big sporting event, but it's usually temporary. Here, it's consistent. There's a deep appreciation for what the flag represents.
Agreed, 100%. Whenever I went to the US, I was in New York. We went to Madison Square Garden, and we were watching a preseason game. New York Rangers versus... I can't remember who it was. A preseason game had no significance. It was just a warm-up for the season. A little friendly game, you know what I mean? And they were doing it. They were doing the national anthem before that game. Like she just said, it's usually held back here a bit for like the big events that's going to be seen around the world. The match I was at wasn't even on TV. Wasn't even on TV, and they still did the national anthem. Everyone was standing up. It was quite the experience. I loved it.
What's interesting is that it doesn't feel forced or performative.
It's just there.
Part
of part of it. Yes.
It's
Look
a way
at
of
that.
saying we're proud to be American. In the same way we might say we're proud to be British, but here it's visible, literally flying high.
Look at that.
On near. We're proud to be American.
Look at this.
In the same way we might...
You would literally get arrested for this in the UK, by the way, just saying. Look at this guy on stage waving the American flag. You would get arrested in the UK for doing this.
Say we're proud to be British, but here it's visible, literally flying high on nearly every street. It's such a defining part of the landscape.
Look at that, man.
The funny thing is, the longer I've been here, the more little things I notice. Things you'd never think about until you move countries. Like how people decorate their homes for every season, or how community life just feels so open and so welcoming.
Aww.
It's such a different energy, and I've really grown to love it.
Oh.
So those are just 3 of the everyday differences that really stand out to me living here in the States.
What a great video.
Brit. I think that's what makes living abroad so interesting. You start to see both countries a bit differently. There are things I absolutely miss about the UK.
The airport out of it, it's probably the best way. The best thing about the UK is that you can leave. All this video has done is made me want to move to America even more. I feel like out of all the videos that I've done on like certain things that you'd notice in America, like the little differences, this is one of my favorite ones. She explained it so well and done such a great job of really making me understand what she was talking about. I really loved that. That was a really cool video. Thank you, Emma. Shout out, Emma. But yeah, I don't know how many more of these videos I can do without just packing our bags and just getting the hell out of here, man, you know? So if you want me to move to America, ladies and gentlemen, come and join you guys as a fellow American. I would like you to take your little finger there and just... That was me trying to put an American accent on. Sorry. You want to like the video? You want to like? Please? What type of way is this to fucking... Sorry. I'm trying to cut down on the cursing. What type of way is this to end the video? If you would like to like...